Hey guys, it's Jen. I'm here with another video for you today. So today I'm going to do a review on The Queen of the Tearling by Erica Johansson. First of all, just look at this book. Can we appreciate this? This is a beautiful book. The spine is absolutely gorgeous. It's got the deckled edges on the pages, which is beautiful. I always love the deckled edges. I don't know why. I guess it just makes it look older. I don't know why I love them, but I just love them. This copy itself has a ribbon for the bookmark, which my awesome dog decided to chew when I set the book down for 20 seconds one day, which, yeah, I was not impressed with her. And the cover is just beautiful. It also has absolutely gorgeous end papers. Look at these. These are amazing. So all in all, it's a beautiful book. So I finally got around to reading this book. I haven't owned it very long, but I've been wanting to read it since all of the hype when it first came out. So finally I bought this book last month when nobody showed up to my friend and mine's book club. We decided to go peruse chapters and we got these books for like $7 each. So we were like, well, we both just bought this book because it's beautiful, so let's make it our next read, since we had to pick, one of us had to pick anyway, so we picked together and we decided to get our group to read this one. So I originally thought that this was a young adult book. It is definitely not a young adult book. It says fuck a lot. There's sex in it. There's descriptions of rape. So if those are things you do not like to read about, you should not read this book. So I'm sure everyone already knows what this book is about, since I'm so late to read this one, but just in case you don't know, it's about a young girl named Kelsey who is supposed to be the queen of Tearling. She was raised in seclusion to protect her. She was raised in hiding after her mother died, to protect her from those that would want her dead, which essentially would be her uncle. Her uncle's name is Thomas, which was really weird to read about because one of my sons is named Thomas. So I always find it weird reading a book with my kid's name in it because it's just weird. It's weird, okay? Especially when they are, as the character in this book, they are a dirty skis bag because her uncle is a dirty sketch. I'm sorry, but he is. He is creepy. He's perverted. He is just an awful human being. And he doesn't get it. Like, he doesn't understand that he doesn't understand why people don't like him. And it's like, it's because you're awful. You're an awful person. You're mean. You have prostitutes. You have a whole bunch of different women. You're awful. So I really enjoyed Kelsey's character. She's not like a girly girl princess who feels super entitled. Since she wasn't raised at court, I think it really helped her character because, first of all, she's not gorgeous. She's very plain. She's a little on the bigger side, I guess, from their descriptions, but whatever. And she's tough. She's smart. She likes books. She didn't want people to do things for her if it was something she could do. She wanted to do it if it was a fight. If there was a fight for something, to fight for a cause, she wasn't afraid, because all her life she's been marked for death, and it's amazing that she's even made it to the age of 19. So she's not afraid of dying. I mean, she's afraid of dying, but she accepts that it's probably going to happen sooner rather than later. There's another kingdom, I believe it's called Mortonese. I'm not really sure how it's pronounced, but there is a ruler of that kingdom who is just referred to as the Red Queen, which was super confusing because of Victoria Avery's book, which I have read, so every time it was like the Red Queen, I would think of that book. But she essentially had a deal with the Tearling kingdom, with Kelsey's kingdom, and she kind of broke that deal right away, which means she declared war, pretty much. So it's a really good book. I didn't give it 5 stars because it didn't quite live up to the hype for me. I did give it 4 stars out of 5. There was a few things that bothered me about Kelsey's character. Just sometimes she's just a little bit annoying and not the smartest, but I guess that could be because she was raised in seclusion. So I didn't like Thomas. I did like, however, that this book drew in a lot of our world. Like, this is essentially, it's a dystopian, but it's also like a fantasy, because it's a dystopian in the sense that it's created, or it's quite far in the future for our world, because there was like references, and like the books she was reading were our books, like Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit, and there's a bunch of kids in this that read Harry Potter, which is amazing. There are a couple of different points of view, so you do get to see into other people's minds. So like, you do get to see into Thomas's mind. There were some parts of the book that were a little bit slow, so it was a little hard for me to read it, but for the most part, this book was a very quick read for me. I would sit down and I would start reading, and I would look and I'd be like 100 pages in, and I wouldn't feel like I had read 100 pages, but I'd be 100 pages in. So that was a good thing about this book. It just kind of flew by, and just the world was so easy to imagine, because Erica Johansson does a great job of her world building. So that was also something that I enjoyed. There wasn't really a whole lot of romance. There is a romantic interest, but it's not really a romance. There's like a couple points where she runs into him and she's like, oh, she finds him very attractive, but they don't really, nothing really comes of it in this book, so I don't know if it will in the next book. There's a mystery around who her father is, which I'd really like to know. It was bothering me. It was a good book. Like I said, I gave it a 4 out of 5. I would definitely recommend it. I enjoyed it a lot. Everyone at the book club who had read it, I hadn't finished it. I hadn't quite finished it at the book club, but everyone who was there also really enjoyed what they had read of it. So overall, it was a successful book club read. Not young adult though, it's probably more like new adult, if not adult, but I would say probably new adult. But it's a great fantasy book. There's magic in it, which is always good. There's witches, and there's reality. And there was something that happened that I just couldn't deal with, that I did not like that the author did, but she did it anyways. But overall, it's a good book. You should definitely check it out. And if you haven't already, if you have read it, let me know down below what you thought of it. And I'll see you guys later. Bye.